You know, it is said that singing is like praying twice. And what I know to be true is that music opens our soul to plant a seed of possibility, of knowing life is more than our closely held thoughts, opinions, beliefs, conclusions about life. Life is more than that. Are you ready for a miracle?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, let the games begin. So, our theme for this year is a beautiful theme. It's practical tools for spiritual living. Practical tools for spiritual living. We sit and we hear a lot about spirituality, don't we? Do we understand what spirituality is and what it means to us? Good news is spirituality is one of the core values of Unity of Naples, and we'll be exploring that as the weeks go on. But spirituality is a mystical experience of knowing God on a personal level. That's really why you gather here today. It's not to hear me yak, yak, yak. It probably is to hear the beautiful music that is created each and every Sunday. But it is the community coming together in an awareness that we have the ability to change our experience of life. Do you believe it?
Yes.
Do you want to change? I heard a no. Isn't that interesting? So we know for someone here in this sanctuary, life is perfect, and that's the truth. Life is perfect in the absolute, in the quantum field of possibility. Life is perfect, and we are whole, perfect, and complete. But not by anything we created. Not by anything we have created. God, the universal principle for good, planted that within us. It's up to us to unveil that. We do not use God for our purposes. Now think when you pray, are you asking God to change your life circumstances? Because I believe with everything, every cell in my body, that God does through us, not for us. God does as us, as we are willing to give up what's not working in our life and embrace, courageously embrace, be brave, let those giants before us fall down, and speak our truth and model what we say we believe, miracles happen. And that's what it's truly going to take to change the consciousness of this planet, don't you think? The outer world is fear-based. All the things we need to be afraid of. Are you afraid of anything? Really? Come talk to me after the service, because I want whatever you're having. Because daily, that is what I get to do, is to embrace what makes me uncomfortable. Where is my fear? What belief am I holding on to that's working against me? So Charles Filmer came up with the idea of our minds can be a link to God, to the universe, to divine mind, to big mind, if you will, to the field of unlimited possibilities. And quantum physics is proving all that New Thought ministers and spiritual teachers, even the Bible, taught us many years ago. But it's proving that it's true. I just saw an article in, believe it or not, Popular Mechanics. Don't ask me. I'm not sure. But how our consciousness is linked with universal consciousness. Wow. That means what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what my belief is telling me is linked with the field of all possibility. And am I limiting my experience? How often do I say, well, I don't have money for that? Coming from lack is not helpful for us experiencing a more abundant life, right? Money is only one form of the abundance of life. When I'm at the Fillmore Festival in August, I'm going to be talking about my word is joy. That's my mission, is to be the joy of knowing the presence of the Lord is within me no matter what's going on around me, no matter how uncomfortable I am, that I can know that joy in a way that it can be contagious to other people. So that's what we're doing here at Unity of Naples. We're being contagious with our love, with our spirituality, with our creativity, and with our lives. So Fillmore came up with this idea of 12 powers. And so far this year, we've gone through imagination, the power of love, the power of wisdom, and now I'm wrapping up the power of will. So will is our power to choose, to decide, to lead, and to determine. It has been said that our capacity for divinity and transcendence lies in our true self, not in our personality, and not in our shadow. Do you know what our shadow is? That part of us we try and keep hidden, but everybody sees. It's just us that aren't aware of how our shadow leaks out. So Michael Gott last week taught us our work is to love our humanity, not to beat ourselves up for how we don't show up as spiritual giants, but to love who we are truly. And it's uncomfortable work to look at our shadow, to do the spiritual work that actually changes us. We talk here about transformation. People, we can't have transformation, personal or global, without being uncomfortable. Uncomfortable at a 10. That's how we put our faith into action. Faith in the invisible substance of something we can choose to call God, we can choose to call unconditional love, we can choose to call life, we can choose to call wisdom. If we put our faith in something beyond ourselves and serve the world with what unique gift we have to offer, we are changing not only ourselves, but contagiously we're changing the world. We're certainly changing what goes on in this community. Can you feel the difference that goes on here? Don't you love coming here? Not only are the grounds beautiful, and you're welcome no matter where you are on your spiritual path, knowing you're just where you need to be, but wherever you are, we're glad you're here, because we know it's not by chance you have shown up. It is by choice. And that's the power of will. We have the power to choose to decide who we are willing to be and how we are willing to serve. It's a big task, and we're up for it. All of us have within our DNA powers so great they can be called our superpowers. So that makes us what? Superheroes! Get your capes and let's fly around. You got to watch me today because I didn't sleep last night. And so I'm kind of in that bliss-ninny world of quantum physics where all things are possible, and I'm aligned with a universal thought that we can transform ourselves and the world. So I might be higher than a kite, but bring me down to earth, but let me wear my superhero cape. Will, free will, the choosing power is our ability to discern and desire one possibility among infinite possibilities. So here we are in this invisible substance world of all possibilities. Our mind can't even grasp it. So why do we turn to our mind so much? Why do we believe our thoughts when our thoughts can't even think of unlimited possibilities? But with our will, our deciding factor, we can choose to focus As Jesse so beautifully explained at the beginning of the month, we can focus our will on that which we desire to bring forth into our life. So when we select it, you know what? Don't waste your time analyzing. Don't go to your neighbor and say, do you think this is true? Or don't go to your spouse or your mother or your kids and say, what do you think about this possibility? Because you know what? That will not lift your vibration and your energy up to match the possibility of you bringing that forth in your life. Because why? Not because they don't like you, but because they love you and they want to keep you safe. So if you want to be brave, if you want to let the giants you're letting stand in front of you fall, grab a trusted advisor. Grab a small group of people who see the possibility of you being more than what you're demonstrating right now. And game on, let it rip. You know what I'm saying? Just say, okay, I'm afraid, but come on, fear, let's do it anyway. Because I am afraid not every moment of my day, because I'm really not afraid right now. But every day I experience fear of something. Fear of aging, fear of finances, fear of what's next in my life. But I tell you where my faith goes. I love doing what I'm doing with the people I love to do it with. I love what I'm doing. And in loving that, I desire, no matter what my age is, to continue on doing this so that we can awaken together and make the world a better place. So our grandkids say, thank you for what you've done. So future generations go, yeah. They saw what the problem was. They recognized the truth, the facts of what was going on. And it's pretty scary. But they said to fear, yeah, come with me. I'm willing to make a difference. I'm willing to make a difference as only I can make a difference because I choose to. So being willing is a huge superpower we have. The will is the executive faculty, this is Fillmore, of the mind, and it carries out the edicts of the I am, the name of God. Whatever you add to I am, you become. Did you know that? Do you know it on an integrated level or on an intellectual level? Does it just sound good to say, I am alive with the joy of the Lord? That sounds good, doesn't it? But that means when someone comes up to you and says, I don't believe blah, 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 or criticizes you or tells you that something you're doing isn't right, that you don't get reactive. The ego is what reacts first. That you remember when you say, I am, be conscious of what word comes next. That's the power of affirmative prayer, right? Rev Eileen can tell you all about it because she's the head of our chaplains and also the heart of this community, wouldn't you say? Yeah, you saw that, didn't you? She's not going anywhere. She's been your constant for the past 14 years. And I'm so grateful I get to experience being a sister with her on this co-ministry journey of possibilities. What does Unity of Naples want to be now going forward? We're not our past. Quit telling the stories of the past, will ya? Remember what Michael Gott said? You probably don't. Those of you who were here last week, but I just love this. This hit me hard. It's our BS that keeps us from being who we truly are. It's our BS, our belief system. So every time you tell a story that's familiar to you, go, oh, there's that BS again. Do I want to live this story? over and over and over again. Because let me promise you, those around you are really tired of it. Facts. And that goes true for me too. I'm not just pointing my finger. I'm saying this is what I'm called to live up to and live into. The fact that we can transform ourselves and have a profound effect on the world and leave the world a better place for our children, our grandchildren, and all those who will follow us. So Jesse talked about will from the point of view of focus. Remember the story he told about Ellie? And they got down to the last puzzle piece, and she couldn't fit it into the space. So Daddy in his wisdom said, turn it around. So she turned it around and dumped it out. And then became many hours to get that piece to fit back in. But that's what we do in the human experience. We make it harder than it needs to be. But when we feel like we're alone on the journey, we all need a hand. Someone who can say, yeah, you can do it. I can see it. I still remember my grandson saying to me, Nan, you can do it. Just do it like this. He was 4 years old, and I thought, out of the mouths of babes. Do you really think I can crawl around on my hands and knees? Do you know how old I am? You know how sore I'm going to be? But that face of absolute conviction that I could choose to do it called me past the chatter of my mind. So that's where desire comes in. We got to have some game worth playing, and to me, playing with my grandson was the greatest gift that I've had in my life, the biggest blessing. Now, my daughter was 25 when she got pregnant. She wasn't married. She wasn't quite through with school. She thought school was really a good place to hang out. So she hung out there as long as she could. And at 25, she shared with me she was pregnant. Now, at that time, my mother was dying. My brother Mark, that I was very close to, the other half of me, as I used to like to say, which wasn't true, but I said it anyway, was dying. And my daughter was critically ill. And guess what? I was in my first ministry. Okay, so let me tell you about Rev Carla. Because one of my brothers said to me, well, it just shows what a poor parent you are. So I got to noodle that. You know, does it show? I mean, I really had to take it into myself. Have I in some way? No. It's the way I'm focusing on this idea of her bringing a baby into the world without being married. So as I said to myself, I am willing to be willing to see the blessing in this. I've been blessed with the most amazing human being. You've met him here. And you'll meet my daughter next month. And you can see for yourselves that if we focus on the negative, that's all we'll get back, is negative experiences in life. That's our third principle. And we're not airy-fairy. Michael talked about spiritual bypass, how we are so in New Thought wanting to not suffer and feel the discomfort of growing through our challenges, that we will spiritually bypass. Okay, all things are possible with God. I'll turn it over to God. Well, who the heck is your God? Who is your God? And how is your God supposed to serve you with your wants? We don't believe in a God that answers our wants. We believe that God uses us as a vehicle for change, not in your life, so that you can model that to other people. What I've known since I've been here at Naples is a tremendous community. Now, it has shifted since the beginning of the year, and I'm loving the shift that's going on. So what's up for us now in the transition process is beginning the search for who the next co-minister will be. We know one of them will be Reverend Eileen for sure, but somebody else is being called in to serve this community as you move forward. So I want you to pull out your card, one of your cards. Oh God, I hope I've got it up here. I do. That says being willing. At the heart of the matter, this is your hidden superpower. Being willing. Being willing. You don't have to know how. You don't even have to want to do it. But within your DNA is a capacity to be willing. And in that capacity to be willing, all possibilities exist. Life can change. You either say yes or no. I am willing, yes or no. That's the answer. If it's no, then just know that it's just for that moment you can't hear your soul's willingness to change, to transform, to grow. So being willing is a person's natural capacity to say yes to life. That means whatever's in front of you. That means you're in your first ministry and your family is not that healthy, and your daughter says to you she's pregnant at 25 and she's not married, and on top of it, she doesn't have a job. Am I willing to be willing to say yes to the experience and get the blessing out of it? Yes, I am willing. Are you willing? Are you willing? We may not want to do something. We may not even think we can. We may not know how to do it, and nevertheless we can be willing. How to do it is up to that universal power of possibilities. It's what Reverend Eileen talked about when she talked about clear intention, strong desire, and action that comes from that as the universe provides you the opportunities to learn how to do it. We don't have to know how to do it perfectly. We just have to be willing to practice it. Are you game? Most of the time when people say, I don't want to take action, it does not mean they're not willing. It's useful for a coach, and that's what I want us all to be for each other, coaches. Not the determining factor, not if it doesn't come from the minister, it's not unity. Forget that. The minister has studied and learned and put some time in and has a multitude of skills. But you decide what's unity to you. And unity is based on spiritual principles that are universal. So together we can coach each other to raise the consciousness. And as I was listening to Joe Dispenza, which is part of the reason I'm so high today, in the quantum field, science is proving. Here is a doctor, someone who's studied brain research, telling us all the things that Fillmore told us over 130 years ago. So I want you to come to Unity Village. Come see the grounds, because you'll say to yourself, this is a lot like Naples. Because prayer's been going on for over 130 years because it's intentional with its focus and with what it's bringing forth for shifting the consciousness of the world. How many of you think consciousness is rising? Consciousness being awareness. So your awareness and your belief, there's a rising of global consciousness. So it's up to us, if we can see it, to be it. Not to talk about it, not to tell others how to do it, but for us to be it, to be that uplifting of consciousness. So one of my favorite quotes is from Dag Hammarskjöld. And he said, "For everything that has been, I say thank you." Gratitude is one of the highest vibrations that we can express. And to all that has yet to be, I say yes, because if we say no, we get to live the same experience over and over and over and over again. Are you tired? Want a new experience? It's going to take some effort. Are you willing? We're going to have classes. We're going to have all sorts of opportunities to have fun, to celebrate life together. But it takes your willingness to practice these spiritual principles to get the benefit of that in your life. And so now, I want you just to prepare for meditation. And I appreciate Amy and Jesse standing here as I went on. But I want you to listen to the words that they sing. These words are so important for us to get the vibration and the frequency of what I've been talking about. Entering the field of unlimited possibilities, saying yes to life, giving up old beliefs, old BS stories that really don't work for anybody. Listen to these words. If you're comfortable, close your eyes and begin taking the words inward into your heart.
Like the air around me, it's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me, and I am touched by amazing grace. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is already there. Closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air. And I breathe in, I can fill with the Spirit, and it is health to my body, it is peace to my mind, it is joy, joy to my soul. My breath becomes a song that we're singing all along, that is singing everywhere. It's nearer than the air.
So now, in this moment, in the awareness that it's nearer than the air that you breathe, without a lot of thought, please don't analyze. Write down the qualities that you want to see in your next co-minister. Let's be intentional and clear about who we're calling forth in order to have a miraculous experience going forward in the history of this community. So closing your eyes, opening your heart, simply let Spirit write through you what qualities you're willing to embody to draw to you that next right person. You already know what you're looking for. It's already within you. Don't overthink this. Let it come from your heart, not your ego. Let it come from within you. What is so important to you to see modeled going forward in this community? And when you're through, you can place it into the love offering basket. And in the coming week, I'll let you know which qualities came forth the most.
And I breathe in, and I can feel Spirit, and it is health to my body, it is peace to my mind, it is joy, it is joy, it is joy, joy to my soul. And I breathe out a simple prayer of thank you, and my breath becomes a song that we're singing all along, that is singing everywhere. It's nearer than all I ever wanted, all I ever needed is already there. Closer than the sunlight, it is nearer than the air.
And this I declare to be the truth for this amazing Unity of Naples community. It's already there. And as we raise up our consciousness, our awareness, our thoughts, our belief, our desires, and become the superheroes we are born to be, it will come forth easily and gracefully. And so it is. Will the ushers come forward now?